Hello guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and I have a different kind of video for you guys today. I figured I would share with you some of the things that I use for my fall and Halloween decor and stuff that I pick up at yard sales, garage sales, rummage sales, sometimes thrift stores, estate sales, that kind of thing, and sometimes clearance as well. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just give you a quick tour and with the point being showing you some of the things that I've gotten, where I've got them from, and how much I paid for them, and how I've kind of used them or DIY'd them or whatever else. So first thing I'll show you is just the front of the house and stuff. We have this little mini graveyard scene. Ooh. And this was all on Target clearance, so 50% off Target Halloween gear is what happens. Obviously November 1st, you need to get there early. I'm talking when the store opens to get the good stuff. But we picked up a bunch of stuff there last year, so that's what this graveyard scene is that I'm showing you here. And then over here on the rocking chairs, so these rocking chairs were actually a wedding gift from my husband and I, and over time they just pretty much disintegrated. There was no protection from the elements, put it that way. So what I did is I sanded them all down and I chalk painted them and distressed them with a blue that kind of matches the colour on our door there and kind of contrasts with the black. And then, like I said, I just went in with some sandpaper and I went ahead and distressed that, and that really kind of brought them back to life, which was nice. Again, these flickering lights, these were clearance from Target. I think they ended up costing us about $3 per pack. This little table here, everything, all of the floral that you see there is all from the dollar store, including the vase as well. What I did is painted that with a white chalk paint and then distressed that also. The little skull was from the dollar store and I painted that in a coordinated colour to go with their rocking chairs. And then all of these little floral things, and the little lantern and the photo frame, also from the dollar store. And then this inside is just a fabric scrap that I already had that I used inside of my home when doing some DIYs, and I went ahead and just cut that to the frame size and stuck it in there. Now this table was a yard sale find. It cost me about $1. It's just one of those little folding TV tray, TV dinner or whatever tables that you can get. It was black underneath, so I painted it with a chalk paint, this almost kind of brown colour here, and then I went in with some sandpaper afterwards and distressed also, and I actually really like how it looks, and that means I can change this out according to the season, and it's somewhere to put drinks and stuff when you come and sit here on an evening, which is always fun. A little pumpkin here with our family name initial. Oh, I'll introduce you to him in a second. That cost me, I think, $3 at a yard sale. It is ceramic. I was kind of surprised to see a V because that's not the usual letter that you find out and about, so I was pretty thrilled with that. And that just kind of sits there. We don't have any jack-o'-lanterns out right now. It's a little early for that for us. The owl is clearance from Target. He ended up costing us about $7 the day after Halloween, which was a pretty good deal. And he is a motion, a motion sensor animatronic thing, so the trick-or-treaters love him. I'm sure my neighbours hate him. That's okay. The stool that you can see here, the black and blue stool, I actually picked that up this weekend from a rummage sale. I paid 50 cents for that. It is a mess. You can probably see it's all chipped away. But what I did is sanded down all of those hard edges and added a little bit more distressing into the legs there. And I painted the top to correspond with my kind of black and blue theme. And I actually love the way it looks, the fact that it gives a few different levels to my little display outside. The skull was clearance from Target as well. That cost me about $2 the day after Halloween last year. And then the chalkboard here, that is just a DIY chalkboard art project thing that I did this year. I have reused this chalkboard in the past. Obviously I painted the frame there as well to kind of have it coordinate. But I have decided, I think, to leave this now. I'm going to just keep this as my Halloween board, and so I went ahead and sealed it. And here's a tip. I use chalkboard pens to do my chalkboard art, and you can actually seal it with hairspray. And the thing about that is hairspray is washable, so if you really want to sort of redo it again at a different time and not have to go out and buy another chalkboard, and I think they're $10 to $15 in Hobby Lobby was about what I paid for this, then you can go ahead with soap and water and very gently, and over time it does take some elbow grease, but you can go ahead and take that off. So that's what I did, hairspray to seal it. And then the broomstick that you see here is just something that I made. We have some woods not far from my house, in our neighborhood. I'm sure the neighbors think I'm absolutely mad, but a few years ago I went ahead and gathered one large stick for the broomstick handle, and then a bunch of small ones here, and I went ahead and wrapped them in burlap and then different Halloween themed ribbons to keep it all together and keep it tight. And it has lasted, I think this is its 3rd or 4th year now out on my porch, so I'm really excited about that. And then the wreath is the last thing that I guess I'll show you, and this was a DIY. So I had this like wooden wreath I picked up from a yard sale for like 25 cents, I think, and it was plain. It had some like little metal bits on it and stuff, but I went ahead and just painted the whole thing a glossy black. And then from the Dollar Tree I picked up the raven, and all of the ribbon that you see here is all from the Dollar Tree as well. It took me about 5 different rolls of ribbon, I think, in the end. And then the spider is also from the Dollar Tree, and I went ahead and just like hand sewed some different bows and things like that and different arrangements of that ribbon. I then attached it with thread. I don't have a glue gun, I probably need one, but went ahead and attached it there in this formation. I just think that's like a really neat, clean looking wreath that goes with the rest of my Halloween decor as well. And I think that the black really pops against the blue. I don't know, I like it, I'm a fan. Spider. Okay, so that is our Halloween porch. Like I said, most of the stuff is either clearance or yard sales or stuff that I've made myself from things that have kind of been around the house or real cheap from the dollar store, and I really like how it looks. Okay, let's head inside. Okay, and so over here we just have my little $1 Cracker Barrel mug yard sale find that I had. I love him. I think he's so cute and creepy, and I guess he's discontinued. I haven't seen him this year, but anyway, he was a buck at a yard sale, so he is my sort of go-to mug anyway the whole month of October, but he just hangs out here as well as an extra little bit of decor. The coffee machine was actually a yard sale find as well. I paid $8 for this at a yard sale. It works perfectly, in fantastic condition. The older lady actually just said that they just got a new one, so they didn't need this one anymore. And like I said, I paid $8 and it retailed about $80 in the store, so I was excited about that. And then over here we have a little bit of Halloween decor that I just went ahead and DIY'd. So as you can see here, just took a mason jar, we wrapped some twine. I did a little bit of chalk paint, and I tinted it with actually my kids' acrylic paint from their art closet. Oops. And did this kind of candy corn effect that you see going on. The floral arrangement is actually just from the dollar store. It was a garland that I just kind of folded up on top of itself. This was a little sort of like a ceramic photo frame that I could not sell for the life of me. It was up on Etsy for about four months, and I did not relist it. So I went ahead and painted it in my usual color that kind of goes with the rest of the decor in my house, and then I went ahead and distressed it a little bit, and I printed out this little sort of vintage style Halloween design. And then over here, this is one of those like cement blocks that people use for bookends. You can pick them up a lot of the time at like Home Goods and stuff. And that's what we did. And it had like a Paris design on it, I think it was. So I just painted over and obviously just went at it with sandpaper. And I put all of these cool vintage Halloween designs in just black and white to keep it nice and simple. You can see here all the way around. And then I just, before they dried, I like Mod Podged them on and then over the top as well. And then before they dried completely, I just went ahead and just kind of hacked them up a bit with that sandpaper as well, so that they didn't look too sort of plain and stuck on there. They just kind of like meshed in with the rest of the distressed look. So that is my little coffee corner Halloween display. Okay, this little area is just our dining room table. It's a nice small dining room table. And again, just nice and simple. A lot of yard sale stuff here that I use for my decor. So what I did here, this piece of burlap, I actually picked up a couple of weeks ago with a big burlap sack that I'll probably use for a Christmas DIY. So that just goes under my runner to give it a bit more of a rustic look. And then this runner that you can see under here, this like quilted kind of patchwork runner in the chevron pattern, I actually just made that... it goes with the Halloween quilt, or like the fall quilt, I guess I would say, that I will show you in just a little while, that goes over our couch in this season, and I made that too. And this was literally just leftover fabric that I decided I could kind of whip up a runner out of it, so why not, eh? This little pumpkin candy jar, woohoo! That was $2 at a church rummage sale, if I can get the lid back on now. Yeah, $2 at a yard sale, rummage sale, and it has a really cool like little design to it. I really like that. And then my lantern over here is one of my favorite things that I've found so far, with the hurricane glass on top there. It's completely unused, nice and clean, really beautiful, I think, and very kind of like rustic and all that kind of stuff. And I picked that up for 50 cents at the same rummage sale that I got that from. And I figured that would just look kind of cute on my like table scape design, whatever. It's not really a table scape because there's no plates, but you know what I mean, my centerpiece, whatever. These little boxes I actually picked up at Home Goods. You can see this, they're like vintage replicas or whatever. I would love to find some actual vintage boxes like this, or like the boxes that you get in like the drawers in sewing machine tables. Oh, those are so cool. But anyway, I just went ahead and did some chalk paint and some burlap twine on top here on this mason jar, and then this floral again is just from the dollar store, just to add to it. So there is the overall look. Okay, and so over here we have this end table that I actually picked up a couple of weeks ago and I showed you guys in a haul video. It is from the 1920s. It's a sewing table. Sewing machine is still actually inside, tucked away in there, and then it's all this kind of iron base around here. I love this. I think this is so cool, and I got it for $30 at a yard sale. I think it's phenomenal. Look how ornate this is. Anyway, it has become our entryway table. This is an unfinished area because it's a brand new piece, but this is kind of what I've done so far for Halloween. So these two little light up houses here, and they've got some really cool detail. You can see like a little werewolf family inside having dinner. I know my kids love these. I paid $1 each for these at a yard sale, and I believe they were a Joann's brand at one point. But anyway, so we have two of those. If I see any more, I will probably pick some more up to add to my little Halloween village. And then this lamp here, I paid $3 for this at a rummage sale. It's got a very cool like blown glass detail and then metal detailing at the bottom. I will probably change this lampshade out though to like a nice neutral cream. But for now, I figured that the green goes really well with my little Halloween thing. So I'm keeping it for now. I will change it out. Okay. This little thing here, this candle holder and candle, I paid 50 cents for this at a yard sale, and it is extremely heavy. And I just thought it would be good. This may not be where it lives forever, but I thought it looked pretty good there right now. Whoops, my bird's falling off. Just like a little Halloween accessory. It may end up on my table at some point, my dining room table, I'm not sure. This little ghosty guy, he was 50 cents at Goodwill, and I just really like the kind of the older like vintage kind of cartoony Halloween stuff sometimes, so I picked him up. I won't be burning him. I like him. Again, he may end up somewhere else. And then this is like it's a bleeding skull candle. My husband got this from Target on clearance last year, and we have burned it just enough to get this kind of drip effect to go over these books, which I actually got at that church that was liquidating a while ago. I paid 5 cents each for these books. They are Christian books, but I figured the titles worked really well for Halloween, so I held on to them. So we've got the Golden Book of Immortality, Quest for Souls, and then this one down here I've just kind of bundled in and wrapped around with twine. I thought they were kind of cool as like a little extra bit of Halloween decor, little vintage books there. And then this like rustic wooden frame, I paid 25 cents for this. I actually got 3 of these for 25 cents a piece. I added some cobwebs. I printed out, there's no glass, but I printed out this vintage picture, well, you know, a replica of a picture or whatever of witches. And I kind of did, like I went real primary school on it. I got my tea bags out and I like stained it up, and then I used some sandpaper and I just like hacked away at it to try and make it look older, and popped this little raven up here from the dollar store. And so that is just the overall look of my entryway table right now. As I said, it is a work in progress. I'm going to have a mirror that goes here. I've picked a couple up at a yard sale for like $1 a piece. I'm just trying to decide which one goes where at the moment. But yes, that is what we are working with right now. Alright, all I'm going to show you here is the quilt that I mentioned when I was back over at like my table runner that I made and stuff. This is the corresponding quilt that I had made. So I did it in this kind of chevron pattern. I call it a quilt. I actually have not quilted in between. But anyway, it's like a chevron patch quilt is what I would go ahead and call it. And it's got, you know, a few different things. We've got pumpkins and ghosts and stuff like that. And this honestly did not take too long. I found the idea on Pinterest and I just kind of made up my own pattern. But yeah, so I think it's pretty cool, and it lasts all fall through. I know the ghosts are there, but other than that, I think it stays up through Thanksgiving. And then here's my little witchy cushion that I got from Amazon. It cost me about $5, and then shipping on top. And I have a black cat one that's in the same kind of like vintage reproduction style that's on its way, but it has not arrived yet. So that's for my couch. Okay, and in this little section here, I just have these little sort of, they're like sugared, they call them sugared pumpkins. They've got like the little, look almost like crystallized, I don't know. They've got like little beads on them, that's what I want to say. And they were 25 cents a piece at a rummage sale. My little witch, I'm absolutely in love with her. She is a candle holder, like a taper candle holder. And we've burnt it down till it looks cool, and we're just going to leave her now, but it gives her like a silhouette effect. She is metal, and I think she's handmade. There's like a handwritten price sticker and stuff on the front, and she's very rough, but very cool. And she cost me 49 cents at Goodwill. Probably one of my favorite Halloween finds so far. This little garland here I made from the scraps again from my table runner and my quilt. You can see them all in there. And then I added this spider from the Dollar Tree and this ribbon that I also got from the Dollar Tree as well, a big roll of ribbon. And then the trick or treat banner is something I just made as well. I used a vintage book, like the pages, as the sort of backdrop part. And then I used Pick Monkey to go ahead and do this font, like with the cobwebs and stuff, and then just pulled like a pencil drawing of a skull there, and I kind of like it. I think it's kind of cool, and that's my overall pastu. All right, and this is my little sort of, well, it's a tray, I guess, just like a little piece of decor that goes on my coffee table. Now, my coffee table was $30 from a thrift store here, and then what I did is I stained the whole thing with dark. It was a really light sort of kind of garish wood when I started. I wanted to go with my floors and my other furniture a little bit better, and then I actually used chalk paint to paint on top of it in this duck egg blue, and then I've just kind of gone in and distressed different areas of it here, and I really like it. It's not to everyone's taste, I know that, but I really, really love it. And then I have this is actually a vintage, like a bread box and a bread cutter. I actually showed in a haul a while ago. I paid $2 for the whole box, and I did not need the rest of the bread set, but I got it because I really liked this little box for $2. So I actually went in and stained this as well, just like to give it a more rustic look, because that was a very light wood too. I just have my candle, TV remotes, and then these are just little lace covered like cloth pumpkins that I made as well, again from scraps from my garland and my quilt and my table runner and all that kind of stuff. I just use things till there is nothing left. So that's cool. And then I will just show you as well under here on my TV stand, I have my little blessings that I picked up not long ago, and my little scarecrow. Blessings cost about 10 cents. And then under here, these are things I've kept from yard sales as well. You can see a couple of vintage books. That is my book of interior decoration. I got that for like 10 cents. I had a church rummage sale, which I thought was absolutely amazing. It was it's like from the 1950s. It's absolutely beautiful, and apparently it's not worth anything necessarily online. I've got another little book of interior decoration down there, but I just loved them so much that I figured I would keep them. I also kept that dictionary for boys and girls. That is worth something, but I just absolutely love it. I thought it was a really cool design. I'll get closer so you can see. And then my little camera there came in my camera lot that I sold the camera for. It was an Agfa, I think. I sold that for about 125 bucks. I've got the case that it came in up for about 50 right now. And this camera just kind of was stuck in there as well. It's worth absolutely nothing, but it is cool looking. And because it's worth nothing, I don't care if my kids pick it up and play with it. And that is my little TV stand there. All right, and the very last thing I guess that I will show you is just my little pumpkin teapot. And this again was a yard sale find. This cost me $1. Sorry, the sunlight's really bright there. And he just sits on my cooker here with my little Halloween towel that cost me 25 cents, and my salt and pepper shakers that cost me 50 cents, just to give a little bit of flair of fall in the kitchen. Okay guys, I think that is everything that I had to show you today. I'm looking around and I'm trying to see more stuff that's from like yard sales and thrift stores, and honestly so much of our stuff is from there. And I guess I will just try and share some other things with you as the decor changes with the season, like into Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'll probably do another one and show you, because again, so much of our decorations tend to come from those places. And I also have some things sat in the garage right now that are projects, like little furniture pieces and other decor pieces as well, that I'll be pulling out time yeah, in a little while. It's early in the morning. It's 8:35. I'm gonna get me some coffee. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.